Hey guys, so this will be part 5. Wow, I'm getting up there. Doing quite a lot this morning. So this one is, I talked a little bit about it when I was doing the video on remote desktops. So this one is how to set or assign a static IP on your network. So there's two ways you can go about this. You can do it either through the router itself. So you would log into the router, which I can show you how you do. Although I don't know if it would all the features or the directions I would show you would apply to you, because it varies sometimes quite significantly depending on the router and the way it's designed, the software, the GUI or the interface. So what I'm going to show is I'm going to show you the way that it should work with pretty much anybody who runs Windows or even sometimes Linux. Linux is a little bit separate, but we'll show you how to do Windows because, well, let's just focus on Windows, eh? I have 3 computers on my network right now. I have other devices as well, like iPads and phones and things. But the 3 main ones that I currently have set up are this computer, the computer in my office, and a home server. Now, each of those has a static IP set to it. That way, it's not only good for when I'm using network shares. I find it more responsive to use a direct IP address rather than a net BIOS name. So like saying, desktop or server or whatever can actually be the IP address of that machine. But it also helps when doing remote desktop, so that you don't have to try and figure out what IP address is it today. Before you would connect to that machine, it'll be the same address every time and it doesn't change. So what I'll do is I'll set it up on this machine first. So what I'll do, first of all, you need a couple of things. You need to know the default gateway, which is the gateway that your modem uses. You'll also need to choose an IP address within the range that it allows you to. And then obviously you need to assign it to all your computers on the network. That's not necessarily required, but it does make things a hell of a lot easier. So there's 2 ways to go about finding the default gateway, which is the address that the router uses. So if you want to do it by the router option, you can simply go to your router's configuration page, which for me is 192.168.1.1, which by the way is actually my default gateway. Therefore, I already know mine, but that's because I know mine. It doesn't necessarily mean that yours will be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 192.168.1. Oh, sorry, it's still installing Chrome extensions. God. 1.1. Okay, so this is my router. I have a TP-Link Archer D7. So I'm going to go in here and log in. Like I said, every router will probably be different. It depends on what brand you have and where to find it. I'm just showing you for mine. So what I would do is I would go to Advanced, and then I come down to here. It tells me you've got like your IP addresses for your LAN. That's for the internet. That's separate. That's assigned by my internet provider, ISP, I should say. But what you want to look at is the LAN. So I'll go into network and I'll go to LAN settings, and as you can see, my IP address or my default gateway is 192.168.1.1. So that's the way you can do it. Another way you can do it, which is a lot easier for me personally, I think, is if you go to hold down the Windows button and press R, it brings up the run window. You type in CMD for command. It doesn't need administration elevated privileges, so you don't have to do run as administrator. So what you can do, you can type in ipconfig, ipconfig, type that, and it gives you the addresses right here. So it tells you the default gateway is 192.168.1.1, and my current IP address is currently set at 101. Okay, so I would keep it within a range of say 50 or so of your default gateway, just to be sure. So that way you're within that range and it works. So as a right click on your network little icon down here, and you go to Open Network and Sharing Center. Then you come up here and you go to Ethernet. Okay, and then you'll see here it's the same details. You could have done it. This way as well, although I just prefer to use the command prompt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Properties. I'm then going to go to it says here Internet Protocol version 4 or IPv4. I'm going to go to Properties again. I'm going to go here, and it's not. I don't want it as automatic because I want to set it to a static one. So I type in 192.168.1, and then for this one, I'm going to assign it. The number of 27. Okay, so then I just hit Tab on the next. Actually, I'll go out. I'll show you again. I did a mistake there. So type in here. You go 192.168.1.27. Now, as you can see, there's nothing in the subnet mask. However, if you hit Tab, it fills it in automatically, which is the correct one. Hit Tab again, it'll take you down to default gateway. Now, this is that default gateway that was assigned before by my router, so I'm going to hit like that. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do it the same number here, because if I change it to anything else, I will have network connection, but I won't have internet access on this adapter. So I'm going to hit that, I'm going to hit close, I'm going to wait for it to re-enable itself, and there we go, it says internet, and it's enabled. Okay, so now if I go in here, it's now set to 27, not 101. Okay, so that's pretty much how you do it. You repeat the same steps on your machines, and that's pretty much how you assign a static IP to that machine. I've done the same with my remote desktop into my server, for example. If I go down here and I go here, it actually tells me that it's 21, which is what I set. Okay, now you don't have to use these particular numbers. I just use them because I'm used to them, and that way I'll never forget what they are. Okay, so I'll just close that again. Okay, so now that's done. I have my static IP. I can now show you how to do a network location. So you have these here. This is my router. As I said, it was an Archer D7, and that's this coding machine on the network. So what you want to do, if you want to add other ones, you could use these ones on the desktop that I created earlier to go to navigate to things. However, if you want to do it without leaving the window, you can actually come here and you can go right click, go add network location, click next, go here, and then you type in //192.168.1.21, which was my server as I showed you. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's right. I have to add a specific. I have to do another slash, so then I can choose a particular. With the network location, you can't just have it as the root directory of the share. It has to be a specific like hard drive or file. So I'm going to choose my TV shows folder. Okay, so I'll go next. I'll keep it as that. I can name it to whatever I want, but that just makes me know exactly what it is and where it's located. Next again. Okay, and then hit finish, and it automatically takes me there. So not only does it take me there, but it is now listed here. So I can go directly into that folder, as well as it's also listed down here. So it doesn't matter if I'm in the documents folder. I can just quickly go here and go between the two. So, and you can always remove them if you don't want them anymore. You can just you can go to delete, and it's gone. So that's pretty much how they work. Yeah, so that's it's fairly simple. I don't usually set those up. I'm pretty happy just using this method. However, I thought I'd just give you a bit of an idea on how that works. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. And yeah, what I might do actually, while I'm here, I can't remember if I did it in my previous video, but due to obviously Windows having the issues with privacy, I will quickly show you how to turn off a lot of that telemetry nonsense, so then that way it isn't obviously spying on you a lot. I mean, you can't remove all of it, unfortunately, but you can remove most of it. So if you go to if you type in spyware anti-beacon, sorry, it's not spyware, it's spybot anti-beacon. I apologize. Now these guys, you may know them as they have a spyware removal tool. They actually have this now too, which actually helps disable a lot of the functionality of the Windows spying. Like I said, it won't get rid of everything, but it will get rid of a lot of it. So I'm gonna get the installer. The reason I'm choosing the installer is because you can set it so when the computer restarts, it will actually check if everything's still blocked again. You won't have to worry about running it every time, like you probably would with the portable edition. So I'm going to go here, go to run. I can get rid of that now. There is other tools available, but this one is just quite simple, and it's from a fairly trusted company. So it says here, refresh immunization after system restart. You do want that, because then if the computer restarts, it's not going to undo everything you've just set here. So I'll just install that. Okay, I'll run that. Okay, now it's quite simple. You can obviously, you have optional tab where you can individually stop things. However, if you just go here and you hit immunize, you watch, it'll go from that to there. So all of these things is what it has blocked from obviously functioning. So you can, like I said, you can go in here. Just be wary of what you select in here. So we don't like. I don't really like Cortana, so I'm just going to hit that. So it's all blocked. Yeah. So then that way, obviously, you can block other things there. There's a log file that shows you what it did. These actually input themselves into the hosts file. I've actually looked at the host file before, and it actually it has added them to that. I'll just double check if they are in there. I'm pretty sure they are, but we'll just double check while we're sitting here, eh? So, okay, where's the host file? Oh god, I can never find it in this huge. There we go. Okay, so you don't really want to mess around with this host file. It's quite important if you want to use the internet with your system. So I'm just making a copy onto the desktop, and I'm going to open it in Notepad. Okay. Now, as you can see down here, it's blocked all of these telemetry.microsoft.com things. That is just what Spybot has just done for us. Before these weren't here until I did that. As you can see, these are entries inserted by Spybot anti-beacon for Windows 10. So yeah, it just blocks all of the outside communication with those files, yeah. So that way you don't have to worry. I mean, it's still going to find stuff. That's just the nature of Windows 10. However, it's going to make it a lot harder for it to track you. So yeah. Alright, hopefully that was helpful. If you have any comments or suggestions in any future videos, let me know in the messages or in the comments or whatever, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. But until then, you have a great day.